Hello everyone, welcome to this new 3D modeling video. Today we'll model a T-72 tank. I found this blueprint on the blueprints.com. I just imported the image and now we're gonna set up the blueprints so that we can actually start modeling. So you can see the 3D cursor is right there. So I'm gonna move this. This is the front view, so we're gonna want this part of the blueprint right there, the front of the tank, aligned with the 3D cursor and aligned with the x-axis, as you can see. What you can do now is add a cube and then move it so that you adapt it basically to the sides of your tank in the blueprint. And then you can check if it fits on the other sides. So this is the front view. Okay, I'll do Shift D. So we're gonna duplicate the blueprint, and then I'm going to the top view with 7, numpad 7, rotate minus 90 degrees. So now if we go to 3, which is the side view, we can see our tank. So this is the front, this is the side of our tank. So I'll move the blueprint so that this is the axis. Yes, I will make it fit right there. And then we will also move the cube so that it fits the dimensions. There we go. Next thing we're gonna do, in the front view, we'll duplicate the blueprint once again, go in top view, and we do rotate R and 180 degrees. So I'm gonna move this one a little, and then we can set up our back view of the tank. We just need the last blueprint, which is gonna show the top view. So we go to the front view, select our blueprint, Shift D, go to the side view, rotate 90 degrees, grab the Z-axis, and so this is our cube from the top, which is not a cube anymore. So I can rotate this 90 degrees and then just make it fit inside our cube. So once we have our blueprints set up, we can actually start modeling. I think I will start with this main body part. I'll do Shift A, Mesh, Cube, and then just scale it, adapting it to the size of this part. So for example, grab Z right there, grab on the Z axis as well. Then if you go to the side view, we can move it right there. Yes. I'll add a loop cut right here, and I'll move it down a little bit because we have to create an inclined shape. So I will add another loop cut here. It stops around there. I'm looking at a Sketchfab model, by the way, as a reference. Now I will select these two vertices. With double G I can slide them, and I have auto merge activated, so it merges them automatically. If I select those vertices, I can move them on the y-axis, and it's just about it, about the shape of the front. I guess it looks good enough. So for the back, we have a similar shape, but I have to move this up quite a bit, and then we'll do the same thing. Grab Y, the Y-axis, and then here, grab on the Y-axis. Okay, until it looks good. Yeah, I'd say it looks good now. Select those two vertices, Control B, and then 0.01 maybe. Let's try 0.02. Okay, that's good. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab those vertices and slide them down so that they merge to this other vertex. Now moving to the front, there's a small one, 0.01 probably. Yeah, that's good, because it looks pretty sharp in real life, so I'll just leave it like that. If you want to keep ports, maybe you can just do this kind of geometry and then select this edge and do X, these 12 edges, so we have 2 chords, one here, one here. Same thing here, we do J to join those vertices, and then these 12 edges, you can see them there, but I'm clicking. We'll do the same thing here, so Control B, 0.02, okay. And then down the back, I guess we can do 0.02 here, 0.02 here, and then 0.01 here. Yep, okay, that's good. And then we can just fix the geometry a little, because when adding bevels, it's always gonna be messed up. It's a flat surface and it's a low poly model, so it doesn't really matter that much, but I'll do it anyway, just to create some chords, you know? Yep, that's I guess that's good now. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is create those sort of fenders for the tank tracks. Those 5 things that go over the tracks. I'll just add another cube. I think it's the fastest way to do it. We'll move it here, and then we have to work on this shape a little. First thing is adapting the basic shape, just the basic block out of the fender. So I'll move it down, this vertex down, those vertices down as well. Okay, so this line is a little inclined as well, but I think I just make it perfectly horizontal. And yeah, so as you can see here, it goes up right there. So we can add an edge loop here. Okay, then select these 2 vertices and just slide them upwards. Okay, like that. Yes. And I noticed that it's not wide enough, so scale X. Okay. But first, I'll add a mirror modifier. So I select this mesh. If you go to modifiers, generate mirror, and then you can just set the origin of this object to the 3D cursor. So basically, there is this object. The 3D cursor is right there, so it mirrors this object on the x-axis related to the 3D cursor. So I think we can do the same thing to the body, because it will be easier to modify just one half. So I add a loop cut in the middle, delete this half, yes, and then add a mirror modifier. Here we go. So now what I want to do, what I was talking about earlier, I select this, and then I go into edit mode. I select all of them right there, just the vertices. Okay, and then we can do S, X, 0. So scale on the x-axis then press 0 so that they just touch with each other without clipping. So this is the basic shape of the fender. Then we can add this curved part right there. We can do extrude y-axis, then grab z-axis. Okay. Now to create this curvature in a very simple way, you can just use bevels. So like before, we can do Ctrl A, scale, so the bevel is scaled equally across all meshes, and then Ctrl B 0.2 and add a few segments like that. It's good, maybe even one less, not sure. 0.2. Now let's just leave it with 5, it's okay. Alright, so we have the basic shape now. I would also add a bevel right there because it's a sharp edge. So let's do Ctrl B 0.02 and then just add one segment. There is no need for others. Okay, pretty good. And then I'll do the same thing right there. Ctrl B 0.02. Yes. Okay, so we have the basic shape of the body and fenders. I looked at some pictures, reference, and I think that this inclined sort of fender here, I don't think it's right. And I mean, since it's a low poly model, well, it's not too important to make it exactly accurate, but I prefer to just make this surface flat. So I'll do scale Z0, grab Z, and then we have this surface that looks a lot nicer in my opinion. Yeah. So I will add 2 edge loops here. Okay. And yeah, then there is this part that goes up. So okay, I slide this. Then I think I'll select those 2 faces. Then basically just extrude them upwards. So extrude Z, and there we go. A few edge loops here are needed. Yeah, and then I'll just slide the vertices down until they merge. There we go. And then just add a bit of a curvature here. Okay, to make it look not as sharp as it is right now. I guess it looks good now. Moving these 2 vertices back here, something like that. Okay, yes. And then we'll add bevel 0.02. I will select those edges and then just add a small bevel 0.01. Let's try 0.02. No, that's too much. 0.01 is good. So obviously the tracks will go underneath this fender, so I'll have to delete those faces. We can then add a bevel here as well, just like that. and maybe 0.02 is good in this case. Yeah, and I'm gonna do something. I will select while press Alt, then this edge loop, press G twice, slide it, and then merge it right there. I think we should add some bevels here as well. Let me just see how it looks. 0.01. Yep, that's good. That's good. So I select those two edge loops, Control B, 0.01, and it looks just fine. Now this is a bit of a weird geometry here. When you bevel, it often happens. So what I normally do is just do something like that. Join this, then merge this here. Going to the back. Now this, as you can see, this face, well, it's pretty messed up, the shading. So we can add an edge here. Looks a lot better. And I guess I'll just do something like that. Yeah, it looks fine. Yes. Now I think it's better if we just do something like that. Yeah, that's probably good. Alright, so the next step will be modeling the wheels and tracks. So the first thing I'll do is add a cylinder. Now, since it's our poly model, we have to choose the right amount of edges, of vertices. So we can check. I think that 12 may be enough, but maybe let's do 16. Then maybe we can change it later if that's maybe too much. But let's check. Okay. We can scale it and position it in the right place. So yeah, I'd say it's the right amount of vertices. We should also make this thinner and move it to the side. Okay. Now the wheel has some kind of detail inside of it, so we can model some of that detail. So we can inset this face, then inset again, and then push it inwards like this, and then inset again. We can inset again, then we can click select, checker deselect, so it basically deselects half of the vertices, and then just rotate it until they merge. Then do select all, press M, merge by distance, A, merge by distance, and then increase the distance a bit, so you can see 8 vertices were removed. And then simply select this face, inset again, and pull outwards. And here's the wheel. Now we can also add some more detail, maybe selecting those faces, but no, they don't. Okay, let's just do one every 2 faces. Insert them and then grab the x-axis, and I'd say that's good for the wheel. I'll move this here, this wheel. Then to quickly add the wheels, keeping the same distance, we can use an array modifier. So generate array. Now the array needs to go in the y direction, so we're gonna click 1 here and 0 on the x-axis. So 1.1 and then change the count here to 6. So we had 6 wheels in total. They are a bit too big maybe, so let's make them smaller. And yeah, now they are fitting. Yeah, maybe we can just make them slightly bigger and do 1.08, 1.05 maybe. We can also add some details, some basic detail to the back. Just inset one time, inset again, and then grab to put it inwards like this. Now we can mirror this group of wheels to the other side. So generate mirror modifier and then select the central body to make it work just like this. So now we have to model the wheels that are connected to the motor. I believe these wheels, sort of big gears, and then there is also this wheel here. So we can add, this wheel is round, so let's add a cylinder, and this time we'll make it 12 sides. Then just rotate it 90 degrees, scale it down, and position it in the right place. So right there. And then move it so that it's in the right position. Scale on the x-axis to make it thinner. And just add some basic details. So we can select these two faces. I'm gonna inset one time, inset again, and then scale on the x-axis. And I mean that's enough detail, I think. Then mirror this one as well. So mirror, select the main body, and there we go. And then we can model this back gear. I think we can just use this model here. Now the only thing I want to do is just add some basic detail here in the center. So I'll just rotate this, scale it down, inset, and then grab on the x-axis. Just make it look more like a wheel. It's a small detail, but I think it's necessary. Then we can duplicate this wheel and just move it right there. So we can make it smaller to make it fit the circle, and then we can simply extrude each of these faces individually. So we can make it thinner like this. Then we select all of this ring of faces, pressing Alt and then one of the faces right there. And then we can do extrude scale. Let's just do inset and click on individual. So as you can see, it insets individual faces. Let's do it again, inset. And probably something like this. Scale on the x-axis to make it more to make better proportions. And then I'm not sure, but I think we can just select the pivot point, the bounding box center, so the center of this object, and then press S, scale, just like that. We have the gears, but then we can select individual origins and scale all those faces individually, like this. Now we'll proceed with modeling the tracks. So we have the wheels ready. The tracks have a lot of detail in real life, but in our model we are just gonna add a continuous mesh that goes around the wheels. It doesn't need to be complicated, so we can add a cube and then scale it and adapt it to the size of the tracks in the blueprint. So we can move this down, then move this on the y-axis, and move this other side as well on the y-axis. Then we can go into front view with 1, and adjust it so that the width matches the blueprint, just like this. Then we can add a few edge loops. So we need an edge loop here, and then we can just scale this lower face. So we do scale Y so that we get this shape. We can lower this part like this, and then also lower this other part. So there is this space, this white space, but keep in mind that we'll add a bevel, so it's gonna fit the shape. So yeah, this is the basic shape. Now, since it has to be, empty in the middle, we can just delete the side faces. And now it's starting to look like, tank tracks. Then obviously we need to add the mirror modifier, like this. Then we can start adding bevels and trying to make it fit the blueprint. So at first we can apply the scale, and then we can bevel with Ctrl B. Let's do 0.1 and add 2 segments. Yeah, I think it's good. Then same thing here, Ctrl B, 0.1 with 3 segments, and we have this shape. Then same thing there, and right here as well. We can do Ctrl B, 0.1. Well, now in this case it looks like it's too much, so we can do Ctrl B, 0.05 maybe. So 0.05. Yeah, 0.05 is enough, so Ctrl B, 0.05, and then we can remove a segment so that the size of the faces remains pretty much the same across the mesh. Then we have those edges here. We have to make them round, so you can do Ctrl B, let's do 0.1 maybe. Yeah, and maybe just make it slightly higher. Maybe lower this part and make this part slightly higher, and just like this we have our tracks. A simple way to add some kind of depth to this mesh is adding a solidify modifier, so solidify, and as you can see our problem is fixed. Now let's just add the right thickness so that it touches with the wheels. So maybe 0.02. Yeah, and as you can see it touches, and it's just good enough in our case. Another thing we need to address is this part, the fender, because the fender has no depth. But just like we did with the tracks, we could add a solidify modifier, but it's not really efficient since the solidify modifier is basically gonna duplicate all of this geometry in the inside, but we don't really need all of this detail with bevels and everything on the inside part, because nobody's gonna look at it anyway. So what we can do instead is just add depth ourselves. So let's just fill this this lower part. If you have the loop tools add-on, you can just make it faster. Yeah, basically fill these faces up, and now we can inset them. So we can do inset. We still have individual selected, so let's uncheck this box. So inset like this. can see maybe it's too much here because it clips with the truck, so let's just do less. Yeah, like this. Maybe let's just make the trucks a bit thinner as well. Basically just extrude upwards. Press scale Z0, and to avoid that this goes on the outside, bring it down a little, move it like this, and as you can see now we don't have all of this detail, but it still looks decent. So let's bring this upwards, and yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. So we have finished this part. Next we will start modeling the turret and then the cannon and all the other missing details, but the main body is slowly taking shape.